We are here in your house sports for the week 8 recap of the NCAA college football. I'm Manny D.
It's your boy Vassos.
New background.
New background, same familiar result.
Which we'll get into later on. And I know a lot of Texas fans are feeling the same way.
Yeah.
I got to admit, I feel like 0.001% bad for y'all.
Just see, I'll take that.
Oh, man.
That's better than Sam's. You know, his is still showing at 0.
Yeah, boy, Fat Sam's not with us. He's in College Station trying to figure out how they can get some money raised to get that buyout money to get Jimbo Fisher out.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
But if anybody can do it, Sam can do it. Fat Sam can do it.
Get that negotiation done. Even right now, it's Sunday night as we're recording.
I mean, look, he got the Panthers.
Social media, Facebook, in your house sports.
He got the Panthers to fire Matt Rule, so there you go.
There you go. All right. Didn't take him long.
Yeah.
Our YouTube channel, In Your House Sports. Like and subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff. On the rundown, we didn't talk about the rundown because, us, we just go spur of the moment. That's what we do. Didn't talk about Texas A&M much, but we're going to talk about them because they lost to South Carolina. 30-24.
Spencer Rattler looking like the man he was supposed to be at Oklahoma.
For a minute, we're like, oh, hell, here he goes.
It's like, oh.
Putting up that Oklahoma guard. He's like, nah.
He made us, he's like, no, I don't fit no more.
He's like, nah, only Caleb Williams got a bad game, not me. But just briefly, Texas A&M 3-4, great times.
That's the only thing that can make this crying feel a little bit better.
And let's not forget, we did not forget about the whole Texas Bowl fiasco. What, last year, 2 years ago, however long that was, whenever they got out from trying to play Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, didn't forget about that. 3-4. Texas A&M fans, how you feeling? How mad are you right now?
Oh, we're in the SEC. We play harder teams.
Yeah. That's why we're 3-4.
You lost to a team you lost to Appalachian State, who got beat by Texas State. Come on now.
Yeah, come on. Let's get so Texas State should be in the SEC now, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because it's funny to me. Will they make a bowl game?
I hope not. That'd be great if they did. They probably will, but
yeah, they probably will. They'll be 6-6, but still, that's way underachieving for what expectations were.
Yeah, you got the number 1 recruiting class in the nation, and you only post a 6-6 record, and you're paying Jimbo Fisher an ungodly amount of money.
Yeah. Could have kept Kevin Sumlin. That's what you could have done.
You'd have got the same result.
Yeah. But yeah, I just want to spend that time to talk about him, trash him. We wasted 2 minutes on our show on Texas A&M. Damn. But let's get into the action. Let's start off with the Big 12. First game on the slate for the morning time was Kansas at Baylor. Baylor wins 35-23. I got kind of worried there a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Last, fourth quarter came, I was like, oh, here goes good old Baylor, getting conservative and letting teams in. That's what they do, but they held on 35-23. Finally.
I mean, Kansas gave them every opportunity to put that game away. I mean, what was it? 2 fumbles in the first quarter, or 2 turnovers right in the first quarter?
Yeah. 2 turnovers, and then Baylor had 3. 2 in the second half, I believe. 1 in the first half, 2 in the second half.
Yeah, I think Chapin threw an interception. What was it, going into the red zone?
Yes. Then he had the fumble.
That's right.
Yeah, he had another interception. One of them, you can say it was his fault. It wasn't his fault. The receiver didn't catch it. Just bobbed up, went to the defensive back, but still, if he would have timed that pass on time, he would have got it to the receiver. But this game, Baylor one-time possession, 40-10 to 1950. But this is a recipe for Baylor to lose this game like they've not been able to close these games out like Dave Aranda said, still not happy after the end of the game. You still say, yeah, we still got to find a way to close these games out.
Shouldn't have been that close. Kansas had a chance there at the end.
Yeah. And then it shows too, Kansas, different team now. Almost capitalizing and keeping it in the game. They're 5-3. They lost 3 straight, but hey, 5-3.
Yeah, they're way ahead of schedule what they're supposed to be.
When they were 3-0, we're like, all right, they exceed expectations.
Yeah.
Season's over. They could lose 9 straight. We're like, hey, Kansas, you did it.
Contract extension.
Yeah, seriously. But Baylor goes to 4-3, Kansas 5-3. Old Frijole, he's a good backup, man. He is, but like I said, they're missing Jalen Daniels big time.
And he was dressed, so I'm wondering, was he the emergency quarterback in case the backup got hurt too?
Yeah, and it looked like for a while when they ran Bean a couple plays, he got hit pretty good one play. He looked like he was about to get out the game, and he was on the stretcher. I mean, not stretcher, but on the table after stretching out. It's like,
yeah, it was his hip, right? Is what it was.
Think so.
He landed weird on the sideline.
So we'll see how long Daniels is out. I imagine Daniels will probably come back after, not this weekend coming up, probably after that. And let's see, they can potentially finish out maybe at least 8-4, 7-5. I mean,
have they already had their bye week?
I think it's coming up, honestly. Yeah, it's next week. So he'll probably be back after that.
Yeah. Especially if he's already dressing. Yeah, it's like you wouldn't put him in that position if you didn't think he could go out there and not get hurt again.
Yeah.
Even if it's in an emergency situation.
But, man, let's talk about their uniforms. The helmet.
I liked it.
Nice. They were nice.
I heard on game day they were kind of trashing the color choice for the jerseys.
Yeah.
They're kind of bearing it, saying they're like, it's baby blue. I'm like, no, I liked it.
Yeah, it's different.
Definitely. The helmet looked really cool, though.
They trash anything that's not traditional, and these uniforms are like traditional. They're trashing it.
Yeah, I dug it. Gave a business card-like feel with the embossed logo there.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw them with them jerseys. Man, they coming to play today.
Baylor broke out the Sailor Bear logo for the helmets.
Yeah, old Sailor Bear, man.
I like that.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. I think it's too 60-ish, 70-ish. I don't know what years, whatever years it is, but it just looks. I liked it at first. Don't get me wrong. I was like, man, it's pretty cool. I think I got a black helmet, little collective of the Sailor Bear. But after a while, I'm like, nah, just stop. Let's stop.
See, in the all yellow, when they wear all yellow, it kind of works with that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I don't like that color, that all yellow color, or all gold. I'm sorry, all gold.
Yeah,
I don't like, bro. It's mustard.
Yeah, great poupon every time I see it. I wish they went back to the old jersey. They had the black and all these other combinations. Of those were nice.
Yeah. See, I wish they would just stick with the chrome gold,
Yeah. Yeah, that's the old school right there.
Yeah.
That, I'm like, yeah, I like the old school chrome gold. But no, gotta be different.
Yeah.
Next game,
I was gonna say, but they don't have the ugliest color combination of the week. We'll get to that later. I'm pretty sure you can figure it out once we get there.
Thinking.
Out west.
Oh God, yeah. Never mind. So yeah, see out west. Next game, we'll say at Texas Tech defeat West Virginia 48-10. West Virginia, you are who we thought you were.
Take your ass home and
Just
stay there.
Worse when I see something like this though, like, oh.
It's like, where was this West Virginia team when they played Baylor?
Yeah. It's like BYU. I'm not going to get on that.
Oh.
Yeah, Texas Tech goes to 4-3, West Virginia 3-4. Texas Tech winning the games that they didn't win. I won't even say last year because they did pretty good last year. I mean, they finished strong last year, like the years before.
Yeah,
not winning these games, but when they're winning them, they're winning them. And then going and beating Texas, 2 overtimes? I mean, was it
No,
two
it
or
was just
one?
one. It was just one.
overtime?
Yeah, because
But
Texas fumbled on their first play.
yeah, because we said at the beginning of the year, watch out for Tech because they're going to win these. They're going to win a game that they're not supposed to win. That
Yeah,
might elevate them up from being last in the Big 12. But 4-3, they're scrappy, man. Dangerous team.
they're a different team under Joey McGuire than they were under Matt. Was it Welsh or Walsh? I can't remember.
Matt Wills.
Welsh. That okay. I knew it was a W. I was like, damn it, what is it?
They didn't like that dude for nothing.
Oh, but I don't know, man. He didn't put off good vibes. I'll say that. He didn't seem like a guy that wanted to be there or a guy that demanded to be in charge. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like you don't fit the vibe of that program.
Yeah, he was more, I'm just here to do this job, and I don't even want to do this job type dude.
Yeah. It's like, I'm just here so I won't get fined.
I think his thing was my agent set this up for me. Like, that's a classic of this is my agent. This is my agent's doing, not mine. This is my agent.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't even want this job, but the paycheck's good. So the wife said I had to be here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it showed too. I mean, Joey McGuire's just, man.
That dude's a football coach.
Yes.
That's a guy that, young men want to play for.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And, coming from Texas high school football and being respected too, that doesn't hurt your status either.
Exactly.
But they go to 4-3, West Virginia 3-4, like I said. Man, next game on the slate, Oklahoma State comes back and defeats Texas 41-34. Oh, there's your crime.
How you feel, Bevo? But, I mean, it's Stillwater. What do you expect? You're playing in Stillwater for whatever reason here lately. Within the past decade, we could be barn burners, be, running over everybody, beating everybody, be undefeated. We would go to Oklahoma State. Boom. We forget how to play.
Yeah. And I watched most of this game. I was very excited. I got to watch a lot of games yesterday. So I watched most of this game, and I mean, Texas could have easily just taken this game and just ran with it.
Should have, yeah.
Quinn Ewers, man, just off the mark.
Something was wrong with him because he was way off. His timing was off, and the commentators, trying to take up for the quarterback. I get it, but come on, bro. No. You don't have receivers running the wrong routes on every single play that the quarterback makes a terrible throw.
Right.
It's like, no, bro, that's on him. Like, he throws it to the inside, or he throws it short. It's like, dude, no, that's the quarterback. That's not the receiver. Yeah. That's not the receiver's fault that he threw it short or threw it off his back foot.
And Bijan Robinson was having a game in the first half. I mean, he was just
like 90-something yards in the first half, and then barely broke 100 by the second half.
Yeah, and it's like Sark, man, on a couple of fourth down plays, just
wants to throw the ball.
Abandoning the run, yeah. Why are you abandoning the run when it's working?
Yeah, and that's what I understand. It's like, first drive they come out, they run first and second down and get stopped. And then it was after that, it was like he didn't want to run the ball anymore. It's like, dude, it's 2 plays. You try to pick up that first down or the third down conversion. Okay, cool. Whatever. We come out the next drive. Let's just do the same thing. Let's try first and second down, see what they do.
And when he drew up the plays for like the one play that Worthy got that touchdown when he was in the backfield and just juked the hell of that defender on that route he ran.
Oh, yeah.
And you draw plays like that, man. Like, yeah. He like Sarkisian shows like, dude, you draw a hell of a plays, but then after a while, it's like he just gets so damn bland.
To me, I think it's like he outsmarts himself. Like he thinks too much about what he's calling. He's like, oh no, they'll expect that. You know what they won't expect? It's 3rd and 1. We're gonna throw deep.
Yeah.
And I've got this crazy route combination that's like 15 yards downfield.
Your quarterback doesn't do well out of the pocket.
Yeah. care if they show blitz. We're not getting out of this play.
I was having flashbacks with Oklahoma State with Mason Cobb, their linebacker. They mentioned it in the game. He was an understudy of Malcolm Rodriguez. I got PTSD from Malcolm Rodriguez, and then I see his ass playing against the Cowboys. But he was everywhere. Cobb was right there making those tackles on Bijan when he counted the most.
Yeah, I mean, credit to Oklahoma State. They could have packed it in. They really could have.
Yeah,
they played just about as bad as you could play in the first half.
And the crowd was out of it too.
Yeah, they really were. Spencer Sanders was off that first half. He was off just a little bit, just behind. Throws a pick in the end zone. It's like they had just about as bad a first half as you could have.
The damn trick play in the red zone too.
Yeah, run into your own guy.
I'm like, yeah, why? I don't understand why coaches do this.
Yeah.
Like, is it part of the analytics thing? Like, do a trick play in the red zone? I don't understand it. It's dumb.
It's got to be. It has to be because
it has to be. If they're most of them are doing it, it has to be, and it's just stupid. Stop. Just stop it. But another big story, and we mentioned this before we came on, was the penalties. So Texas had 14 penalties for 119 yards versus Oklahoma State 0.
Uncalled for. I mean, just it's mind-boggling. When they showed that stat or that that little ticker at the bottom, I thought, I'll be damned. No wonder they're back in this game.
Yeah. Texas has a bye week next week. They drop to 5-3. Oklahoma State 6-1, still alive in the Big 12 race. I mean, I picked Oklahoma State solely because I said, man, they're on a mission, but they easily could have got whooped last Saturday.
Should have. They should have just kept running. They should have just kept running the ball, but
But do you think it was a mental? Is something wrong with his arm? I mean, what do you think? It's just it's way off. It wasn't just once. It was more than once.
They kept saying it's his first true road game. And I'm like, maybe he just got nervous. Maybe he just thought, oh, crap. This is on me now.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just thought his guys were just that open that he's like, I hope I don't miss them. And he missed. I swear, I really thought Worthy at one point was just going to walk up to him on the sideline and punch him. I really thought that.
I mean, the way he was walking on that sideline, you would have thought. So the question came. I saw a question come up on a Twitter post, and people were kind of going back and forth. Should Sark have went ahead and just put Hudson Card for a couple of series? Do you think he should have done that? You think that would have messed up the chemistry and would have made it worse?
I don't think it would have worked. The only way it works is if he puts in Card and they run the football. Mm-hmm. To me, that would have been the only positive, just to kind of get Ewers to calm down.
Yeah.
Just be like, okay, we're going to run. If he has to throw it, we'll throw it. But this is a commitment to the run with him in there.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he's still nicked. He's not 100% healthy. So, I get not taking him out. So.
Yeah, I think it would have made it worse.
Yeah.
Honestly. Threw him off even more. But I saw people talking about that, and I was like, I don't know. Then Kansas State, TCU was a nightcap. TCU remains undefeated, beating Kansas State 38-28.
Adrian really wasn't even that close.
Yeah, it
wasn't even a close game.
Adrian Martinez went out early after his first series, I believe. Never really said what happened. They just say he had an injury. But Kansas State drops to 5-2, and like I said, TCU 7-0. And we were talking too before he came on, like, TCU. I mean, what the hell's going on?
Right? It's like, who is this team? Like, they nothing they do jumps off the page or jumps off the screen until they make like a big play out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what their offense is. It's, hey, we're going to do nothing for like the first 2 quarters. Boom, we're going to explode for like 4 plays, get 4 touchdowns, and we're going to play lights out defense. may have given up 3 touchdowns in the first half, but we're going to stop all that now.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's still just. It's not me being a hater. It's just me being honest. Like, where the hell did this come from?
Is it? I mean, is Sonny Dykes pulling a Brian Kelly and threatening to execute every single one of his players at halftime,
Like,
or
damn.
what is it?
I mean, is it the case that he has Gary Patterson's players? But then it's like, well, how come Gary Patterson couldn't do this last year? You know, I don't know. It's just,
Yeah.
I guess just because I don't know who would have picked them to be in the top of the Big 12 right now.
Other than a TCU fan.
Yeah, which, you know, obviously every year, we're going to win the Big 12, of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, we were pretty much like, they'll be in the middle of the pack, maybe win 5 games. I don't know, 7-0.
I think I picked them to finish 4th. I think.
Yeah, because it was like a bunch. We were just like tagging this person, tagging this team, tagging that team.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll be there. But you know, looking at their games, their past games. I mean, besides Tarleton, they whooped Oklahoma. I mean, they handled Oklahoma by 31 points, and it's like, who's Oklahoma at this point? We don't know. We honestly don't know.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, they beat Kansas by a touchdown. You know, they beat Oklahoma State by 3, and of course, Kansas State. So I mean, they're winning the games by close, but they're winning them. That's the whole point. You win,
right?
So they're winning those games versus they're doing the other side. They'd be 5-3 right now.
Yeah, they're stepping up to the competition that they're playing.
Yeah,
they're not backing down. Which I don't know if that's a toughness they needed. You know, maybe they don't feel overwhelmed or intimidated like they did with Gary Patterson. Maybe Sonny Dykes is a little more uplifting compared to how Patterson was just so overbearing.
Right.
So maybe that's the difference of why he's getting more out of those players than Patterson was.
And it could be. That's the truth. It could be. And I'm looking at their schedule. I mean, they can go undefeated. I mean, you look at it, they'll lose this game. They got West Virginia and Morgantown. Then they play home to Tech. Then they go to Austin. Then they come to Waco. And then they end the year against Iowa State. And nothing would make me more happier than for Baylor to ruin their undefeated season like they did us last year.
That would be good. If anybody has any business beating them, it's Baylor.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, it's like what was it? What was it? The 63-62 game or whatever it was.
63-58. No, 61-58.
Yeah, just like that. Everyone was picking TCU to win, and Baylor goes in there and upsets them.
That's another game I just didn't like.
Too much offense for me.
I just don't. That's just me. I'm boring. Okay, call me boring, whatever. I just don't. I like the whole defensive stands, man. I just like those. Not the 6-3 games like that. No, I like a good old 28-17 game.
Yeah, not a Iowa versus Iowa State football game.
No. I'm glad you mentioned Iowa. I have a question in a minute about conferences, and they're going to be a focal point of it. But yeah, so TCU, Kansas State 5-2. Kansas State, man, like, we felt they were going to be good this season. We felt they were going to be steady. We felt they were going to be like the Iowa State this year. But with Adrian Martinez out, who knows how long he's going to be out? Like I say, they kind of kept it quiet about what's wrong with him and everything. Maybe we'll find out pretty soon. But do you think he made a big difference in that game? The way he was playing this year, I don't know.
Could have, but I think they had to completely change what they were doing.
Yeah,
I think that quarterback was a little bit better of a passer than Martinez is, but at the same time, it's like that's not Kansas State's offense. They're not built to throw the ball. They can, but that's not their forte. That's not what they want to go out there and do.
Yeah.
Even when they've been behind in games, they've still committed to running the football. Even if they spreading everybody out so Martinez can take off and run.
Yeah, because you got to worry about Deuce Vaughn as well.
Yeah, or him Vaughn right out of the backfield.
Yeah. So all TCU had to do was zero in on Vaughn. That was it, honestly.
Yeah, and they kept him bottled up.
Yep, pretty much. So I think TCU probably still would have won the game, but it probably been closer than what it was.
Yeah.
But
And
Adrian Martinez hasn't thrown a pick at all this year.
really,
Huh.
Scott Frost is like, miss you, kid.
I know we heard it on the sideline, boss. Damn it.
How come you couldn't do that for me? Now I'm fired.
And I wasn't already fired. But looking at the Big 12 standings, you got TCU, of course, first, undisputed number 1 at this point, 4-0. Then you got Oklahoma State and Kansas State, both 3-1. Texas, excuse me. You got Texas 3-2, Baylor, Texas Tech 2-2, Kansas 2-3, Oklahoma 1-3, West Virginia 1-3, and Iowa State 0-4. Look at that. Kansas was number 1 2 weeks ago in the Big 12. Now they dropped all the way down. Like how fast it happens.
It's all about college football. It's all about win you lose.
Nuts, man. This is nuts.
It's just, I mean, who can call it at this point, you know?
Yeah, and they talked about it when I was listening. I think the Baylor game when I was listening to commentators. They're like, man, this Big 12 conference, which is going to lead me to the next point here. The Big 12 conference is like, I mean, you cannot pick like this team's winning this game. It can go either way, no matter who's playing who.
Yeah.
Especially this year. For some reason, this year is really like.
Yeah, it's like which version of the team shows up?
Yeah.
It's like West Virginia is the prime candidate for that.
Yeah.
Like, which version of them are you getting? Are you getting the really good team that went out there and beat Pitt or almost beat Pitt?
Yep.
Are you getting the team that beats Baylor? Or are you getting the team that got shellacked by Tech and Texas?
Mm-hmm. Iowa State, you can't say nothing about Iowa State. You can't say this is a team that you're going to get that beat Iowa.
Yeah.
But even Iowa State, honestly, though, man, like they were, a play or two away from beating Texas.
Yeah. And they were in most of that game against Baylor.
They could have came back and beat Baylor. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like.
I think with Iowa State, they were a playmaker away. They were one playmaker away from putting them over the top.
Yeah, and this is their rebuilding year. You know what I mean? They'll be back again next year, especially if Matt Campbell stays, which I think he is. Now that I'm thinking about it more and more, they'll be back around again.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Sam says. Where's he going to go at this point?
Yeah,
there's no big openings. So I don't see him going anywhere or having the need to go anywhere.
When I look at the conference, and I was talking about Iowa earlier, so, obviously SEC's bar none the best conference right now. This year they have more competition than they've had in a while.
Yeah.
But you got to say the Big 12's number 2. Okay, who's the big? Okay, Big 10's got Michigan, Ohio State. I understand that. I get it. Penn State, yes.
But Penn State is not that good.
Yeah, they're not. You're going to tell me that Texas can't beat Penn State, or on their best day, TCU can't go and beat Penn State? Or Iowa. Okay. Who in the Big 12 besides Iowa State or West Virginia might lose to Iowa?
I don't think anybody.
No, I mean, you take the other teams out. I mean, the Big 12 got some teams that can beat some Big 10 teams and ACC.
Yeah, you really can. I mean, I don't know if it's just, the redistribution of power, if you will, into the Big 12, because, now you don't have everybody, all these 5 stars going to Oklahoma, going to Texas, going to Baylor. You get, a couple that go to Tech. It's just spread completely all over the place.
Yeah.
And that's the college football all over the map,
Yeah.
You don't have all the top 5 stars going to Bama and Georgia. They're going everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, Bama had that stronghold, Saban's probably first decade as Bama's coach. They had the stronghold of 5-star recruits down there. Now it's distributing everywhere else.
Yeah.
And you look at like UCF, now they're coming to the Big 12. Well, guess what? They're going to start pulling recruits probably from Florida, Florida State, getting on that big national stage now of a Power Five conference.
Take a few Texas recruits out there.
Yeah, Cincinnati. Hey, 4-star guy. You can't get into Ohio State? Come over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
BYU. Hey, guy, can't get into Utah? Come over here.
Yeah. Can't get over there to UCLA? Nope. Just come on over here. We'll be all right.
Yeah, we got you. Houston could benefit the most. But I feel like Houston need some kind of structure, culture change to me. I don't know.
They need a culture change. They need something different.
Yeah. Just watching it through TV is just like they need something.
Dana Holgerson ain't it.
Mm.
Whatever magic touch he had when he first got there is gone.
Yeah, because they easily can become the bottom of the Big 12 their first couple of years.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That team just does not have the mental toughness to endure, a long, hard-fought game.
No.
Especially with top talent, top-tier competition like the Big 12 has. I just don't see them faring well.
No, they're not. So they got to change it quick. Very quick.
They better call back Major Applewhite. We're sorry.
Dude, you're actually okay.
Yeah.
Damn. You want to come back? But yeah, it's just going to get stronger. And I'm just looking at these other conferences, and of course, Pac-12 is just. But other than that, I mean, Big 12, they hold their own when they have to.
Yeah. And that comes out in bowl season too.
Yeah.
You notice it more and more in bowl season. It's like, hey, they say even when the thing was, the Big 12 doesn't play defense, it's like, hey, man, we may not be able to play defense against each other,
Mm-hmm.
but compared to your guys, no, we can play some defense when it matters and stop you guys from scoring, but you ain't going to stop us from scoring.
Exactly. Like TCU played Ole Miss in that Peach Bowl that one year. Just slaughtered them.
And it's like, unless you're playing like the top tier SEC teams or the top tier, or you're playing Ohio State or Michigan State. That's really about it. Michigan State when they were in the top of the Big Ten. It's like, unless you were playing them, it was a struggle. And you probably may not have won, but they didn't just run over you.
No. And that's what I'm saying. You swap out Iowa, Minnesota with like Texas, TCU, or whoever, Oklahoma State, slide them out with Wisconsin, you're going to have some competition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it, man. We'll see. I know the Big Ten's talking about exploring for basketball now when they expand again. So everyone's like, ooh, they're going to get Kansas and Baylor. Like, you know what I mean? Because their focus is basketball now. They got football now as basketball. But that'll be later on. I don't think. Kansas, I could see Kansas possibly leaving. But
it's like, you have enough.
Yeah.
You got 16 teams.
Just stop. Speaking of the Big Ten, top 25 action from this past week, you got number 2 Ohio State dismantling Iowa 54-10. Man,
it looked nip and tuck real early there in that game.
I understand that Kirk Ferentz, that his son's the offensive coordinator, but you've got to just when's enough?
Son, you're grounded. Give me the play calling.
Yeah.
Son, you're grounded. You're fired. I'll see you at home.
I was like Iowa State to me, right? They have a ceiling that you expect, but this, no, that's too much. You have to stop somewhere and say, all right, somebody needs to go.
And he's been there. He's the longest tenured coach in the nation, right?
Yeah, at least 22, 23 years. Because he was in a damn Orange Bowl against USC. Back in 2000 something.
Wow. Golly. Now I'm like, whoa.
Let's see how long he's been there.
Let's see. Where did it? Let's see. I got it.
1999, 23 years.
Holy hell! Went from offensive coordinator at Baltimore in 97, 98 to the head coach at Iowa, and he's been there ever since.
Yeah.
Wow. Talk about feeling old.
And just last year they were 10-4.
Yeah.
You know what
It's
I mean?
like, I mean, yeah, I get it. This is a rebuilding year for them too, because they lost a lot of senior leadership. You know, whatever good players they had on offense were gone, which I mean, there was like the running back and the running back. Maybe a tight end, but yeah, it's like, hey, and their defense. I mean, their defense took a huge toll on as far as the graduation and losing players to the NFL.
Yeah. I mean, there's already reports of who should take his spot if he retires. Like, damn.
Are you going to let him retire, or are you forcing him to retire?
I mean, let's see how the rest of the season goes for them, but it's just offensively, man. You got to do something.
It's terrible. It's terrible. How they keep getting involved in these, you know, Fox big game of the weeks is beyond me.
Yeah.
You know, and people are upset that Jackson State is getting, you know, College Game Day. It's like, bro, you put Iowa. You put Iowa on Fox. No.
Let's talk about that. No,
Yeah.
We're not doing that. But Ohio State, man, still looking strong as always. They're doing what they're supposed to do. These games, they need to blow the team out. They blow them out.
Yeah.
Number 3, Tennessee defeats UT Martin 65-24.
Nail biter.
We were nervous about this game.
Yes. That was a toss-up game. I mean, you know, that's a tough non-district game after you play an intense Alabama game, to go in an even tougher competition in Tennessee Martin, an in-state rival.
They're UT Martin, Tennessee Martin, man, not just Tennessee. T Martin, damn it.
T-Mart, that's what they call him out there.
But, you know.
Just padding the Heisman stats is what he is, or what Hooker was doing, and same with, what is it, Hyatt?
Yeah.
Padding their Heisman stats right there.
Hooker didn't play at all the second half, so that shows you how good they were doing. But you talk about a game that just heartbreaking. Syracuse loses to Clemson 27-21.
They freaking bench DJ blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. I had his name down yesterday. I had his name down yesterday. You getting allowed to leave. Something I can't say it now. I had it down yesterday, damn it.
It's once the red light comes on, you don't remember.
Yes. Oh. And I was practicing yesterday because I was say his name on the show and I forgot it. I don't know how you say it. It's Loogie. DJ Loogie. But yeah, he got benched.
Yeah, that's crazy. He gets benched. Now does he get is it just a 1 week thing?
Dabo said at the end of the game that's his quarterback. That he was just struggling, had to get him out, put in old boy. But he said that's still his quarterback.
But does he have a short leash now?
Yes, he does. I'm sure he does.
Because now it's like if he struggles again, you know, against, you know, lesser competition.
Yeah.
Does Dabo just say, all right, you know what? I know it's only the first quarter, but you ain't doing nothing. Get the hell out.
Yeah, we ain't doing this again.
Yeah.
But, man, Syracuse had the game. They had the game. They played a hell of a game. Shout out to the Orange.
They had him, and they let him off the hook. You want to crown him? Then crown him.
And like we said, Syracuse always plays Clemson pretty well every year.
Even no matter how bad Syracuse is. from Deshaun Watson to Trevor Lawrence, always played them tight
all the time. So I mean, for Syracuse's sake, hopefully this doesn't deter their season. Just confidence kind of goes down. They just rebound and go at it again and see what happens.
Yeah.
Cincinnati defeated SMU 29-27.
Nail biter.
Yeah, really was.
I mean, that's good that they won, but at the same time, it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
It's like you're struggling with the American Conference team, and you're coming into the Big 12. It's like, ooh, this may not be as good a get as we thought it was.
But they lost a lot of people too, though.
True.
For that last two seasons, making to the New Year's Six Bowls in the playoff.
Yeah.
And LSU upsetting number 7 Ole Miss 45-20. Oh yeah, 45-20. LSU 6-2. Ole Miss drops 7-1.
LSU just that looked like the Joe Burrow LSU team.
Yeah,
out there, and Lane Kiffin looked like Lane Kiffin team. That's what it looked like.
They got held scoreless in the second half.
That's just bad. I mean, you give that just to. I mean, I flip back and forth. I didn't watch the game enough, but what would you attribute that to? Just maybe overconfidence? Is it just
adjustments? Halftime. I mean, you look at halftime. The score was Ole Miss was up 20-17, and then that was it. LSU scored the next 28 points. So either, same thing. I was flipping back and forth, but either the play calling got a little bit more conservative, and LSU just kept doing what they were doing, plus more.
I don't know. I mean, that just sounds weird. To me, Lane Kiffin and conservative do not go in the same sentence, unless the word "not" is in there. But yeah, it's just that's just weird. I mean, as much crap as he was talking this past week, do you think he was overlooking LSU and looking forward to Bama?
Possibly, quite possibly. I think so. Honestly, because Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin seems like that guy that would do that.
Yeah.
Now, just get through this week, because next week we got a game on. And then Brian Kelly, man, knows how crap of a human being he is.
Him and his family over there.
We adjusted at halftime.
I threatened to execute them, and they played well.
I told them to throw them in the swamp. Nobody gonna find them.
Tell them the alligators was gonna eat them.
Well, yeah. So I mean, hey, give credit where credit's due. They won.
Yeah, like you said, he may be a terrible human being, but he's a pretty good football coach.
Yeah. Until when it counts the most, he's not.
Yeah. And he's not a very good penman either. Not a very good pen pal.
Yeah, not at all.
Poor Lou Holtz.
Oh, poor guy. Let me get him on the show. Tell how real Lou Holtz. Then you got Oregon defeating UCLA 45-30. Let's hear it.
That was the ugliest color combination I have ever seen them use.
Like, I know you're trying to do a good thing, Oregon. We get it, but come on now.
It's like, bro, really? That is the colors you chose. It's like, yeah, they should have went with if they were going to use the pink and that highlighter green, they should have went with like a Miami Vice themed color.
Yeah,
not black.
I swear they used the pink before, and it looked nice. It complimented their jersey before.
When they did it, it was pink and black. They didn't incorporate the yellow or the green or whatever it was. But once they put that in there, it ruined the whole thing.
Yeah, it was dumb.
It's like, dude, if you're going to do that, like with that, it had to be a blue. It had to be a blue if you were going to do that, or a white. White, it would have been okay.
You should have trolled UCLA and did blue.
That would have been perfect.
Yeah, just do that. Troll them. But yeah, Oregon 6-1. UCLA drops to 6-1. So, do you credit this to Oregon being good or UCLA being not very good compared to Oregon?
I don't know. I think Oregon is pretty good. Um, maybe it's a little bit of both. I think Oregon is better than we think, and UCLA is just kind of been on a lucky tear.
Yeah.
And now that they're finally playing, top true competition, it's finally showed. And it's like, Washington was not who we thought they were,
Yeah.
or who anybody thought they were.
Yeah.
They haven't played USC yet, right?
Washington?
No,
UCLA?
Yeah.
No, they haven't yet.
Okay, so I mean, they get by them. Obviously, USC is not real.
Oh.
But
I just became a USC hater because of Lincoln Riley. They never bothered me. I was like, hell yeah, fight on, fight on. And I'm like, shut up.
It's like,
yeah, for real. And then with Oregon, I mean, damn, they got blown out by Georgia first game. So everybody's like, well, shit, there's Oregon.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Georgia.
Yeah. So, and it's good to see them rebound. You know what I mean? That could have easily been like, damn.
Yeah.
But
could have packed it in and be like, man, we just aren't, we're not good, guys. I mean, we got beat by the defending national champions. We got stomped into the ground.
Yeah.
And it's not like, and everybody was pulling for us. Everybody said we were going to beat them. And it's like, no, everybody expected Georgia to go out there and run all over Oregon. And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah. Except if you're Missouri. No, they ain't going to run over us, baby.
Yeah. You're lucky those guys can't read.
But the future is bright for Oregon, I think, with Dan Lanning as their head coach. He knows what it takes, to win when it matters the most in the playoffs. Because I always said this about coaches coming to teams like Lincoln Riley, for example, when he was at Oklahoma. I'm like, dude, you got your ass whooped in the playoffs. You know what you need. You need an offense and defensive line.
Yeah.
You need athletes everywhere because you're facing that competition in the playoffs.
Right.
Forget the Big 12. What is it going to take to win in the playoffs when you got to play Big Bad Bama and Georgia and those teams, right? I think Dan Lanning's going to get that over there in Oregon. He said, all right, we got to get some big athletic boys over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We need some talent. We need
Yeah.
something that we don't have over here that they don't, that for whatever reason does not translate over here. Like the talent, we need that talent to come over here, at least a couple of guys.
Yeah. Which I think he can get.
Yeah. They got the money.
They got it. They can do it.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens at UCLA the rest of the year. I'm interested to see because Chip Kelly's been there. This is his 5th season, and he's progressed every year. They're giving him time.
Yeah.
And, hey, if they go with a 9-win season, hey, that's a plus for them with their 200 fans in their home games. So sad looking.
Oh, my God. We'll get to it later, but I want to. Yeah, we'll talk about that later about people not being in the seats over there in California.
Yeah. Then we had Wake Forest beat Boston College. Okay.
They are who we thought they were.
Here's the thing, too, with these Saturday night games. I'm just going to go with this for like 2 minutes. Why the hell were we going to see Clemson and Boston College the other night, Saturday Night Football?
I don't know. What I don't know. What were you expecting to get?
Yeah, I don't know.
Who are you targeting your demographic to?
Yeah. That's been Manny's rant of the week.
I think it's just not a Jimbo, Dabo. I think it's just a Dabo play.
Yeah.
This is just like, you know what? People like Dabo. Let's put him in prime time.
Against Boston College.
Like, what?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Not against Miami, who, I mean, yeah, they're a terrible team, but
yeah. See, last week's game made sense against Florida State. That made sense.
Yeah.
But Boston College. Probably because they almost beat them last year. I think that's what it was.
Probably. Or it's deemed a rivalry game.
Yeah. Tulane. They're in top 25, so we got to talk about them. 38-28 over Memphis. Tulane goes to 7-1.
Go tidal wave.
The Green Wave.
The green wave. Yeah. I mean, hey, good for them.
Yeah, proud of you guys. Alabama beats Mississippi State 30-6. It's weird seeing Alabama number 6 in the nation.
Right. I mean, they just took care of business. They took out of their frustration on poor Mike Leach.
Looking all lost with the hip.
Can anybody hear me in this?
I mean, what do you expect, right?
His assistants are going, are you going to tell him that it's not plugged in?
Nah, just keep him that one. He's fine.
It'll be all right.
Classic Saban, man. 20 seconds left. They're up 30-0. Going off on this team because they had a penalty. Love it. Love it.
Don't get better with complacency.
Oh, I love it. Then you had Penn State and their whiteout defeat Minnesota 45-17.
A whiteout that they didn't even wear all white.
Yeah.
That's what I was like, how are you going to call it a whiteout and you don't even wear white?
Dumb. Really dumb.
You know what it was? They didn't wash the uniforms. The uniform going, oh, my bad.
Whoops.
You're fired.
Already fired. Minnesota goes to 4-3. Penn State 6-1. Minnesota, one of those teams that I felt like were kind of peaking up a little bit, but
They are who we thought they were.
yeah.
I mean,
The
they've
question-
the past few years, they've been that team kind of on the rise, and then once they've gotten the attention,
Yeah.
they nosedive.
It's the question. It's like our new question now every week. Have they hit their ceiling?
Yeah.
The PJ Fleck's been there, 5 years now? Maybe longer than that. About 5 years, I think. 6 years. 6 years.
He's closing on it.
Yeah, because he got there when Matt Rowe got to Baylor. So it's been about 6 years.
Okay.
So
I don't know. Maybe he needs a change of scenery. Maybe they need a new voice in there. I don't know.
yeah. But I mean they're consistently better than what they've been though.
Yeah. They're not a pushover. They're not a team that you're going to roll in and go, oh, we're going to roll over these Golden Gophers.
Yeah. It's not like that no more.
Yeah.
So what you want to talk about the stance?
Oh, God. Okay. So I love Marshawn Lynch. I'll just say that.
Yes.
I love Marshawn Lynch. Dude is unfiltered. He doesn't give a damn. So they're interviewing him. You know, it's Cal and I don't even remember who they were playing now. The only thing that ranks in that conversation or that game was the fact that they had Marshawn Lynch interviewing on the sideline. Him and Justin Forsett, so that they're honoring them at halftime, inducting into the Cal Hall of Fame. So the girl's interviewing them, both him and Justin Forsett. And so she's talking to Justin Forsett first. He's talking, yada, yada, yada. So then she turns over to Marshawn and she goes, how does it feel to be, inducted with, your former teammate? How are things as of this day? He said, it's like, it's like we never spent any time apart. He says, it's great to come in and be brought back in with this guy. He says, you know something crazy about this guy? He goes, I've never heard this man cuss in my life. He says, and I've really tried to get him to cuss. And then she asks him about the driving the golf cart. He says, well, you better not leave the keys in it. And then goes and he grabs his mom. And he's like, otherwise, we're gonna go on another adventure. So then he gets to there. She's asking about, I guess, how it feels to come back after all this time being away and all this other stuff, to seeing the Cal, and how things are now. And he says, well, he goes, it sucks. He goes, I'll say this. You look up in the stands and you see all these and he says it, and he goes, oh. And Forsett just looks at him and goes, and he looks back in the camera and goes, and he's like, and like I said, that he probably was like a good 2 seconds. He's like, oh. Anyway, yeah. So there's just not enough people in the stand.
Man, oh my God, that was great.
Oh man, I about died laughing. I just thought it was the funniest thing. I'm sure people have already. I'm surprised nobody has made like viral memes of it yet. like TikToks or anything like that. At least that I haven't seen.
It's coming. If it hasn't already, it's coming.
Oh man, it was. I want to see if I can find it. Maybe we can see if I can. Let's see. Was it Marshawn Lynch cursing on? Oh, so somebody already put it on YouTube. Cursing on TV. Man, where is it at? Okay, I found it right here. Here we go. Let me see. Let me get it up. Let me see if I can get it to screen share. Let's see if I can figure out how to do this. They changed the. Okay, share screen. All right. Can we see it now?
Yeah, I see it.
All right. So.
I don't hear it though.
Man. All right. It didn't. You didn't hear it?
Nuh-uh.
Oh man. Damn. All right. Well, you saw his reaction right there.
Why is Justin Forsett like Von Miller?
Without the Von Miller, without the
Blue
crazy
hair.
faux hawk, yeah.
Yeah. But
But yeah,
that's great.
That was hilarious. Classic. That was all I want to talk about as far as that Cal game.
That's
But yeah,
great.
Marshawn Lynch, bro. That's all I wanted to say about that.
But man, it's true though. You look at the past, and especially with Cal when they had Lynch, Forsett, Jackson,
Even back to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I mean the crowd was packed
because they were a team. They were in the top 25. They were competing for then the Pac-10 championship.
I remember Tennessee playing at California, and Deshaun Jackson had a return for a touchdown, a punt return. I think they beat Tennessee that year.
I forgot about Deshaun being there.
Yeah, like that team was explosive. I mean, of course,
Javad Best.
But yeah, Best. Oh, that man on NCAA football.
Yeah.
Video game was a beast.
Run option with him.
Yeah.
Pitch the ball. Oh, he was gone.
Freaking, what was their quarterback's name? Nate Longshore was their quarterback. Man, yes. That team was solid. Solid team.
I think they played Texas and got beat, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like during the regular season, they played Texas and got beat.
But you look at Stanford too, man. Stanford, their crowd's horrible now this year as well.
That was a team that, not even 5 years ago was trying to play for a national championship.
But it's mainly all the California teams that have no good attendance.
Yeah, weird. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't know if is it just there's too much to do in California. Because I know that's what it is. Like, with take Florida, for example, with baseball, basketball, they have poor attendance. You put football, they got no problem filling out the stands.
Yeah, so you can't really attribute to that.
It's
New York.
Yeah. Is California just not a football school or a football state anymore?
I guess not.
Because, I mean, the 49ers are, they still turn a good crowd, but they have trouble filling the stands. Not the way they used to. The Rams and the Chargers, more so the Chargers, can't fill the stands. They've got opposing teams coming in.
Exactly. That's who fills their stands.
Is it just that there's too much to do out there?
Because like even USC right now, they're not filling up their stadium.
Yeah.
But here's where I'm kind of balancing because the times are different now versus back then. And I feel like California they did have a bigger population back in the early 2000s versus now. And I think the cities were probably more stable than they are now, to where now you want to be at a football game because that's probably the safest thing to do.
Yeah.
And back then, I mean, they were selling out all the USC, UCLA, Stanford, Cal, and it didn't really matter how bad they were. They were still getting fans. Just generations, I guess, over there is different.
It could be, like you said, and of course, maybe it's just, hey, I don't want to spend the money to go out there.
Yeah, who knows how much it is to go to a damn game.
Yeah, and that could be a attributing factor too. That hey man, why are they charging $75, $80 to go sit in the very top of the stadium when I can just sit at home and watch the game
Yeah.
for free?
Yeah.
It's like, nah. I mean, that could be it. Because Lakers games are still selling out,
Yeah.
even though they're terrible. But
But yeah, it's kind of sad to see.
yeah,
I'll go through these Big 12 picks for next week. Start off, we got TCU at West Virginia. TCU.
TCU.
They got to change that, man. It just doesn't look right. They
Can't really tell what that is. It's
Yeah.
it's better than them going like this, I guess.
You got
Damn
Oklahoma.
devil.
You got Oklahoma at Iowa State.
I'm gonna take Iowa State.
Yeah, just because I don't like Oklahoma.
I'll take just for whatever reason. It's just Oklahoma has trouble playing there.
Yeah, no matter what.
Yeah.
You got Oklahoma State at Kansas State. This game can be interesting, opportunistic.
It's just it's too many variables as far as what's the extent of Martinez's injury. Is he going to play? Yada yada yada.
And it's a day game in Manhattan. If it was a night game, it'd be
a whole nother atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I'll take Oklahoma State.
Then you got the Bud Bowl. Got Baylor at Texas Tech. I'm already hyping myself up with this game. So I was reading online. So here's the factors. I'm already raging about. You got Patrick Mahomes' retirement jersey ceremony. You got a blackout. Then you got Joey McGuire, of course, going against Baylor. Baylor cannot afford to have anything go wrong in this game. Okay, it's going to hit the fan very quickly.
Yeah, that's one thing about Texas crowd. Once they get going, ain't no stopping them. Once they start throwing tortillas out on the field.
Baylor's winning this game.
Tech.
Yeah, Shapen can't look like a lost dog like he did in BYU, man.
Yeah, what the hell happened to BYU? I mean, seriously.
I don't know. They lost to Liberty.
That's terrible. That looks
terrible.
Know. That looks terrible with them coming into the Big 12.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ugh.
I think defensively they're not as stout as they were last year. But
I think they treated the Baylor game. I think that's what it was. Is they treated the Baylor game like their conference championship game or their national championship game, and now everything else has just been let down.
Yeah, because if they would have gone undefeated, they've been at least top 10 right now. The schedule they had.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. So that's our recap for the week 8 college football recap. I'm glad
we're almost done. That's sad.
Scary. It's real sad. Every time we talk about it, it gets more sad and sad. But I like how we threw in the conversation about the stadiums, stuff like that. That's needs to be talked about more.
Thank you, Marshawn.
Exactly. For giving us that gift this week.
Oh, man. I will cherish that for the rest of my life. That was amazing. Just his reaction alone. Oop.
And Von Miller, a.k.a. Justin Forsett, sitting there.
Oh, man.
But we appreciate y'all joining us, in Your Eye Sports on Facebook. Like and comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff on this YouTube channel. Share with your people. Let them know that, hey, there's some guys that talk about football.
They're actually, they're actually pretty entertaining. So,
Yeah, there we are. We like throw jabs at people here and there, teams and stuff. So,
So if you're an Aggie fan, we're sorry. Actually, we're not.
We're not, but you brought on yourself.
Go pee in the corner of a circular room.
On that note, Manny D,
Your boy Possum.
peace out.